Viewers, today we have Rajvi Doshi. She is in IIM Udaipur and today she will be sharing a scoop with all of us. So, hi Rajvi, how are you?
I'm great, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can you brief about your educational background and your profile to our viewers?
Yeah, sure, sir. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity of sharing my experience. It means a lot. Talking about my introduction and background, I have done my formal schooling from Surat. Post that, I continued my graduation into the commerce. So I hold a degree of BCom from Ahmedabad University. In the last year of my graduation, I decided to pick management as my master's, and post that I've worked for close to a year with an academic organization in the position of a faculty, and post that I joined IIM Udaipur as a student.
Okay, great. Can you tell us more about the IIM Udaipur, like anything which only a student would be knowing about?
Yeah, sure, sir. So, IIM Udaipur, for a brief introduction, it is a part of the bigger IIM fraternity, which probably almost everybody knows right now. The ones who are interested in pursuing masters in management, also the others, because IIM stand by its own values. But when we are trying to talk about IIM Udaipur in specific, I would like to talk about majorly three things which I feel has contributed a lot in my learning journey. First and the foremost is the atmosphere and the culture they have created. One of the very important part for any college to create that kind of a culture is the infrastructure they built. So IIM Udaipur is a vast 300-acre campus in the beautiful village of Balicha near Udaipur, and they have probably tried to give that time. The natural element has been kept into the mind. If you look at IIM Udaipur campus, it is mind blowing, and it helps a student in their academic life as well. So after having a long hour of classes and discussions, it is really great to have that fresh air and that kind of environment around you, which can help you keep motivated and boosted. Talking second thing about IIM Udaipur is the culture, that the student culture they follow. So right now we have close to 32 student campus organizations which work for the college. So anything and everything that college deals with has to go through the student body. And when we are trying to do a masters in management, it is very important that we ourselves start getting into it from the first day itself. So rather than talking about that college needs to do this, we talk about that we needs to do this. And there I think there is a major difference in the personality and the attitude of the students of IIM Udaipur. So second thing which I prefer saying that has added a lot to my journey, somewhere I also said that has been the most influential factor for any MBA grad, is that student culture there with the college or not. Third thing which I would like to highlight over here is the vision of our director, sir. The vision that we are a management institute and we want to create a difference to the society at large, somewhere not restricting ourselves around the placement figures. We are trying to do more and contribute more to the society. So I'll say that we have two or three very unique programs. One is rural immersion. So every student who completes MBA from IIM Udaipur has to go to a really rural village where even the basic facilities are not there. Stay there for a week, do a core project over there, and then come up with the recommendations. So one thing is the direct exposure to the project, but the second and the major thing is that how we are not eliminating rural experience altogether, because we all know that in the Indian context, rural has a lot to contribute, has a lot of untapped potential over there. So I believe that as a student we are a lot at advantage when we know the rural life and we at first hand as experience for a 7 to 8 days.
Okay, great. So IIM Udaipur is following the steps of IRMA, wherein they are giving a good exposure to the students, which will obviously gain a lot in management skills when they go out and deal the problems of people who are in rural side. Okay, so this is awesome. Now, when I talk about IIM, so IIM is Indian Institute of Management, and many students aspire to go to IIM because of the brand name it carries. So, can you tell us about your journey, your preparation, how you made it, and a bit about IIM Udaipur in terms of the cutoff or in terms of the way they select the student, the GDPI, VAT process, etc.
Yeah, sure, sir. So I was never, I was never thought that I will be able to get into IIM. It was equally aspirational for me as well, and the word IIM carries a lot of pride. So I believe that yeah, I was almost there. As a lot of people will be there right now preparing for it. Talking about my preparation journey, it started with simple. CAT coaching classes. I took a classes. I followed the path which they showed. I was happy and I was lucky to get one of the best mentors. So I'll little bit highlight this point that on the MBA journey, mentorship is one of the very key elements. So maybe you can have the content ready or even on internet, but mentorship is one of the very crucial role to play when it comes to the selection and getting into the good B schools. So I'll say that no one should eliminate or overlook the importance of mentor over there. In my journey, it was equally true. My mentor was always there to motivate me. Talking about the technical part of it, I was good with my quantitative skills, and hence I was also able to manage, really manage good in DI and LR. I was little bit stuck in verbal, and that's where I think my reading skills and my analytical skills pitch into the picture. I was able to figure out that verbal is not mere English. There is a lot to it. When we talk about reading comprehensions, analytical skills plays a major role rather than mere the language skills. So I'll say that look at to the bigger picture. What is the demand of the topic? What kind of thing a cat or probably IIMs are looking forward to. So look at that bigger picture and probably then you cater to it. Post that we have VAT PI and not GDPI pertaining to IIMs. So VAT do come with a lot of benefits. If someone is not very good to pitch in their point by being loud, then VAT gives a wonderful privilege to have your thought process on the paper. But at the same time, you need to have a lot of idea about the different topics. So let's say if GD starts and 2 or 3 people speak, I can probably make out that this is something they are referring to. But in VAT, you're the only one who has to do the whole thing. So you need to have the overall idea, number of perspectives, and the basic knowledge of the things going around you. So VAT needs a lot of basic study, and at the same time ability to look at from a very different perspective in that 15 to 20 minutes that has been given to you. PI, personal interviews in terms of IIM has been conducted in the format where the older IIMs, IIM A, B, C, Lucknow, Indore, Shillong, they conduct their interviews individually, but the new IIMs follow an amazing path of the combined interviews. So if you have been selected in the 10 or 12 IIMs, you have to go for only one interview, and that interview scoring will be taken forward to the each IIM. Again, that IIM evaluates that score in a very different format. So like let's say IIM X takes into the consideration of PI score for 45%, but IIM Y would have been taken it for 55%. So that's different, but you yourself has to go for the interview once only, which is also one of the very good step by IIM. Post that, every IIM has their distribution of the weightage is given to it, which majorly includes your SSC score, so like a 10th board score, your 12th score, your graduation score, your CAT score, your VAT score, and your PI score. So yeah, that is majorly all. Some colleges do take into consideration your inclination towards sports, your inclination towards music, dance, and they look for the lot of diversity. And yes, when I talk about diversity, I think this is not something restricted to IIMs. It is a bigger picture for all the MBA students. schools, and it matters. So whenever you pick a college, diversity has to be your more importance, because in MBA schools you also learn a lot from your peers, and for learning from your peers you need to have a diverse peers. So all IIMs do get some extra scores to the academic diversity and the gender diversity. So after all these calculations and complications, you finally get that offer letter from the college where you are saying that you are formally invited to IIM Udaipur. So this is my journey pertaining to the preparation and the evaluations.
Nice, nice, nice. It was really good that you told the viewers about the parameters on which the college judges. And definitely, the college is judging from each and every angle, and they will have best of the minds all over India. Nice,
Truly.
nice. Okay, last but not least, now since you are from a commerce background and going into an IIMs, and majority of the IIMs always had an history that there are more of engineers who are studying in the college. Uh, and not only engineers, but there are other, as you said about diversification. So obviously there are people from different backgrounds also. So are there any difficulties or challenges that you are facing at IIMs being a non-engineering background?
Sir, yes, you are just banged that point. Though we talk about diversity, but still a lot of MBA colleges have a substantial proportion of engineers in there. They are trying to create more and more diversity, but still, that's the fact right now. Talking about me being into the advantage or a disadvantage, it is a mental thing where you are going to be amongst like 70% engineers or 60% engineers, and you somewhere feel that you probably won't be able to match them. So that is the only challenge I see being a non-engineer student, is to keep your mind open. Don't think in that way that they are at a greater advantage, they know this or not. In fact, commerce students are at a very good advantage, because the initial subjects needs your knowledge into the accountancy, statistics, management, commerce, and these are the some things which we are doing from 11th standard. So I believe clearly the commerce people are the ones who are at clear advantage. What advantage they have is that they are at masses, so they have a lot of connectivity which we don't have. So engineering people talking to engineering people have their own kind of slangs which only they can relate to, but that doesn't matter at all. If you want to glide into, you can. We at our college have dentists, doctors who are probably coming in and doing better than us into the field of accountancy. So that's like a, you will be starting from a scratch. College will take care for all your preparations. They'll never assume that you know everything, but at the same time they'll expect a lot of rigor on your part if you're not from some particular domain. And if you want your knowledge from basic, you need to do it more. So that's there. But trust me, not any kind of educational background will be a disadvantage, because when college talks about diversity, they take into consideration the differences in kind of academic knowledge in this kind of domains and professions. So that is like totally being taken care, no issues there.
Okay, great, great, great. Thank you so much, Rajvi, for giving your time and sharing your experience with the viewers. It will really help many of the MBA aspirants who are looking forward for IIMS and IIMS Udaipur specifically.
Sure, sir,
Right?
sure. It's a pleasure on my part. I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I'm always available if anyone wants to, further discuss that and have some queries on that. And with that, I'll wish you all the very best. Hope you get to convert your dream IIM, and we'll have been part of the same fraternity very soon.
Great, great, great. Chalo, thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, bye, sir. Thank you so much.